everyone. So today I thought that maybe it would be good for me to start documenting a bit my pregnancy. I'm currently about 20 weeks, but it's been going by so quickly that I feel that it would be pretty good to start remembering things, or at least taking videos, and so when I look back after, I can see how it was and compare maybe in future pregnancies. So I thought that would be good to maybe talk about actually how I first found out. So after getting married, my husband and I were interested in obviously having children, but we weren't too sure when or how it would happen. So we decided to just kind of let things go and go with the flow, I guess, in a sense. But we weren't taking it seriously, I guess you can say. I was only tracking my period. I wasn't doing OPKs or any other thing like temperature tracking. I've read all about it, but it wasn't something that I wanted to force myself into or feel like I would have to obsess over. So my first real and only symptom I would have to say was the sore breast. And that to me didn't really feel like a proper symptom, because it's something that I usually always get right before my period, about like 2 weeks before. Things just get a little uncomfortable. This time though, it was maybe just a tad more uncomfortable, where the point where I just want to wear sports bras and couldn't really sleep on my stomach. It just was that type of pain. But aside of that, everything else was so normal. I didn't have the nausea. I didn't have any spotting that I've heard that people have. I didn't have any food aversion. I wasn't bloated or anything like that. So I totally understand how people can mistake their PMS symptoms for pregnancy symptoms, or also not think that they're pregnant, because it's just so similar, and I don't see how anybody can actually properly distinguish between those two unless you obviously take a test. So like I said, obviously all my other symptoms were really normal. So when I actually finally took my first pregnancy test, just because my chest was sore and it was unusually sore, I had a really hard time believing it when I saw the first positive. It just didn't feel real, because I didn't have enough symptoms, I felt like, or I didn't feel pregnant enough. Compared to even the other months when I wasn't, I felt so much more pregnant than I did at that moment. I ended up testing literally almost like every day, just trying to track the line and trying to see whether or not it would actually keep on growing darker, because I kept second guessing myself and thinking that maybe I wasn't actually pregnant and maybe I was seeing something, or that it would be a chemical pregnancy. So it was just very hard to believe or actually let sink in. So on 8 days post-ovulation, I only had the sore boobs and a headache. And then on 9 days, I had my boobs started to get a little bit more sore, but that was it. My headache went away and I felt still pretty good. And then on 10 days post-ovulation, the pain got a little worse and I just became a little bit more sensitive, I guess. If that's really a symptom, I'm not too sure. I feel like I overly, I was just like looking at every little thing that could possibly be a symptom, which is bad. And then 11 to 12, I started getting some mild cramps, but they were barely there. It really started making me think that maybe my period was going to come up and that all of this was fake. And then for 13 DPO, I had no longer any chest pain. So that was also a little scary, because I just started thinking that like, oh, well, now my symptoms are going away. I'm going to get my period and I'm going to be disappointed. So yeah, and then finally 14 DPO, that's when my breast pain came back, but I also started getting a bit of lower back pain. So that was the last day I started tracking, because then after that, when my period should have come by then. And I kind of just finally accepted it as being that I was pregnant. So for me, I feel like since the beginning, I didn't have the proper pregnancy symptoms, especially the ones that you see in films or that I hear about, or whatever, whenever I would read online on forums. I really felt like it was just too normal. Like nothing had really changed. So I thought it would be interesting to share with other people and kind of hear what other people's experiences are, because I feel like it wasn't as dramatic or as clear as some other people might get their symptoms to be. So yeah, I would love to hear about your symptoms or what other people's experiences are like, because I always find it really interesting, and hopefully there's other people like me. Well, not hopefully, it's kind of sad when you feel like you have no symptoms and it just like seems like a regular day, but turns out you're pregnant. So yeah, tell me about your feeling or symptoms too that you had. Thank you for watching.